It's the Thank God It's Friday edition of Dominion Sports right here on Dominion Television. I'm Bolo Ajio Gumala. Yes, ahead of the weekend where definitely we have a whole lot, of course, to enjoy. I mean, to suffer from football to tennis and name it. On the show this lovely morning, we'll definitely take you through all of that. And of course, some of the trending stories. Of course, I'm breaking them down just the way you like it. Yes, as usual, I'm not the only one in the studio. I've got Toluwani Polapewi in the studio. And together, we're talking about Nigerian National League. The Super 8 was concluded yesterday, and unfortunately, Crown FC could not pick up the ticket to the NNL. We also talk about the Super Falcons. They had a good game yesterday. Difficult one it was, but then at the tail end of that game, we got an important win that took us straight to the quarterfinals of the ongoing Women's Africa Cup of Nations. And also the Flying Eagles were in action yesterday in the WAFU B Under-20 competition. It was against Ghana. They failed to win. All right, also on the show, we'll take a look at the Euro Women's Cup of Nations as well over there in Europe. Getting a lot interesting over there. And of course, we'll be counting down to the big one on Sunday. That's the finals of this year's FIFA Club World Cup between Chelsea and Paris Saint-Germain. Quite a lot of interesting transfer stories to talk about this lovely morning, especially, well, the fact that Noni Madueke is on his way to Chelsea. And some Arsenal fans are lamenting already. Toluwani, good to have you here as usual.
Yes, good morning to you, and another exciting time to enjoy the world of sport. And I think it's loaded for the sporting family this morning. Like you said, it's going to be buzzing, blazing, and we have so much on the menu today. So just sit back, relax. I'm sure we're going to start with the platter, which is something light, like you have said, and it's going to be back and forth just to enjoy sports.
Yes, ordinarily we start with something light, but then I would love us to start with the old Arsenal situation.
Okay. I think that's something heavy. So
something a little heavy, right?
Okay.
So yesterday, I think, last night, I saw in the news like Madueke is about to, head on to Arsenal, having his transfer, his medicals any moment from now for about £50 million. Yes. And I've been seeing Arsenal fans wailing everywhere, complaining. Why do you think they are complaining?
Because for me, it's simple. Because if you look at the stats, it's not in favor, for the Arsenal having such player in their caliber. And remember,
what do you mean by such player? Exactly my point.
Now, if you look at Noni Madueke, a fantastic player, from PSV back then, but it didn't live up to full expectations in Chelsea. But I'm not going to say he didn't get the opportunities, because he had the opportunities, to play his best football, but it didn't prove the kind of quality he has, in PSV. And right now, Arsenal, they need to put their hands on the trophy. And you wonder, is it, Noni Madueke that can give them that? And now, so the question is, we are chasing a Gyökeres, and we are yet to grab a player like that. So why don't you use that money, to pump in to get such a player like Victor Gyökeres in the place of Noni Madueke, not taking anything away from the player. He's a fantastic player, but I'm sure that's not what Arsenal fans want, going into the next season for them, because it doesn't look like a player that can earn them the trophy right there. It's just like having a prototype of Gabriel Martinelli in the squad, for Arsenal. So it begs the question, what is happening, in the transfer, management for the Gunners.
So I woke up to a comedian remote skits in the areas of today.
Actually,
and it was quite funny for me.
Madueke again. So you wonder, like, what's happening? Like, so that money, why would not using it?
But why are Arsenal fans are feeling like Chelsea have turned them to their trash can?
Because at the end of the day,
because that's exactly what the comedian remote was saying.
Remote was also talking about. If you look at all the players that have from Chelsea down to us. So I think it's both parties right now. If you look at Arsenal, also you have the players. You look at Chelsea, but right now it looks like more of the trash cans are coming from Chelsea down to Arsenal, and it begs the question: what are we actually doing? With these players actually. So I think there's a whole lot that needs to be checked in the Gunners for next season, and I hope he can live up to the expectations, and maybe I'll give Arsenal a trophy next season.
I was looking at remote and it was like Oguni Chelsea.
What
do you mean by that? I mean, making reference to Jorginho, Sterling, Havertz. It wasn't like these players were terrible, right? It wasn't like they were terrible.
You know, come on, you
wasn't
can't.
like they were terrible.
So maybe if you have given Chelsea Robin van Persie, maybe because if you look at the Robin van Persie, to Manchester United, you saw the quality he produced for Manchester. And
they also sold Ashley Cole to Chelsea at some point.
Okay, and
Yeah, because Ashley Cole was playing with quality players, so he won trophies.
So
these ones are going to.
They're going to.
It's
just
all right, let's kickstart from the Nigerian National League. We had a Super 8 yesterday, and of course, it was concluded as Wiki Tourist secured promotion to the Nigerian Premier Football League yesterday after trashing Yobe Dese Stars 4-0 in their final group game in the Nigerian National League playoffs yesterday. Abdulmakaba's side, tops the Conference A table with 5 points and will confront the first place team in Conference B in the final. Of course, the winners will be crowned the champion of the NNL for the 2024-2025 season. Now, Wonderson Yakubu grabbed a hat-trick for Wiki Tourist, while Hassan netted the third. Elsewhere, Barao Football Club also earned promotion after a 2-0 victory over Doma United yesterday. It is the first time the Kano-based club will be playing in the Nigerian top flight. Usman Baiduji and Shamsu Muhat were on target for Barao Football Club yesterday, and that is for Conference A. Now the Conference B, the Southern Conference yesterday, the tickets went to Wadi Wolves and Kong Khalifa. Well, they've been confirmed. They've confirmed their place in the MPFL next season. Well, the two clubs won the final group matches in the NNL yesterday. And if you look at your screen, that was how it ended. Well, the two teams will be representing, picked up the ticket to the MPFL next season. Unfortunately, Toluani, it didn't happen.
Yeah,
Crown FC finished rock bottom.
Rock bottom. And I think it's over for Crown FC for me. And
absolutely,
we try to do the math for them, but
they weren't doing the math for themselves
at all. And I'm sure you were hoping that Oshu United, even the Oshu United you were hoping, I did not give that hope. And I think
I thought Oshu United was serious. I thought they wanted to get promotion.
Yeah, but it didn't look like it. It looked like Kun Khalifat wanted it more. And also I think it's big congratulations to the Kano Pillars management to see Baroa FC, and also Kano Pillars also took two teams from Kano, representing them in the MPFL. A big one for them. Also, Wiki Tourist back, and also Wadi was also back.
And you want to say that Wadi really deserve the ticket?
Actually, they deserve the ticket
from the regular season.
Fantastic run, and right now they're back in the MPFL. So I just hope that we don't see. I don't know if I'm permitted to say it. I just hope I don't see a buying of slots. From this right there in Group B.
Okay, talking about buying of slots, which of the teams you feel might want to buy?
So
I want to sell.
So I'm looking at Kun Khalifat. I'm sure you know that they're the team that they were even in attendance. In that game, and so it begs the question: what are you doing in this moment? Are you about to offer us that that bag and something like that? So
and do the same again.
So I'm just hoping that it doesn't work out like that. Let them be part of the MPFL come next season.
Honestly, I was shocked that Oshu United could not get the job done yesterday. Forget the fact I wanted them to do it for Crown FC. But then I was expecting a whole lot more for them. The way they started the Super 8, and you feel like maybe they should go all the way.
And they just let it slip. I think. It's a sad one. I'm sure the same thing you were. I was actually hoping Oshu United and Crown FC also should be able to go ahead and pick up that ticket right about. I think it's football. Anything can happen.
Just like we mentioned earlier, Wadi Wolves defeated Crown FC yesterday 2-1. It was a terrible pitch, honestly, Totolo and yesterday. I'm sure you saw a glimpse of that. It wasn't different from what the stadium that they abandoned. So it wasn't different. Because it rained yesterday when Crown FC was playing yesterday, and the place was waterlogged. And I was expecting the center referee, please help us. Stop this game.
Yeah.
Stop. I mean, it's not even that bad at the FIFA Club World Cup when they pause games for 1 hour, 2 hours, and all of that. But unfortunately, it didn't happen yesterday.
It's sad. I don't know how we keep talking about these things, and I just hope that
waterlogged.
The waterlogged. We can't.
They could not kick the ball.
We can't keep having this. It's a nice song.
And unfortunately, no one is talking about it.
No one is talking about it, and I think this is where we can lend our voice, to them, and I hope that, this can get to them. We want football, can grow the economy. I don't know how well we can say it. It can grow the economy and bring in money, and just help, come on.
It was a very consequential game yesterday, and I wasn't expecting that to happen. It was a waterlogged pitch yesterday. It was raining heavily, and the center referee never thought it should push that game.
It's common sense.
They just went
it's
on,
just,
and
it's just common sense.
I mean, I'm not giving excuses for Crown FC anyways, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I think I'm annoyed at this point. But let's talk about the excited one. Well, the really excited one, where substitute Chinwendu Ihezuo scored the winning goal as the Super Falcons yesterday secured a place in the quarterfinals of the 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations following their 1-0 win over Botswana. Both teams battled for control in the opening exchanges with the Super Falcons edging possession. Botswana had a couple of shots outside the box without real penetration, I must say. The first chance of the game fell to Ashley Plumter, Nigeria's defender, in the 23rd minute of the game. The left back was set up by Tony Payne, but our effort went off target. Nigeria continued piling the pressure on Botswana's defense and almost took the lead through Tony Payne 9 minutes before the break. But the Everton midfielder failed to direct her shot on target. This was Falcons head coach, talking about Justin Madugu, made 3 substitutions again.
Yeah.
That's always the magic, right?
Yeah.
3 substitutions again after the break. With Esther Okoronko, Christy Uchebe, and Ihezuo replacing Asisa Oshoala, Tony Payne, and Rinsola Babajide. Nigeria struggled to break down, the defense of Botswana with Echejini, coming close 12 minutes from time. The breakthrough later came on the dot of 90 minutes with Ihezuo sliding home Okonko's cross. It was a hard-fought victory for Nigeria.
A really hard-fought victory, and I'm sure if we go back to the interview from Chiamaka Inedozie, they're saying that Botswana are going to come like they're going to play final because they also want to see how far they can go in the competition. Right there, and I think they gave us that a big game, and it was really difficult, for the Super Falcons to break down the defense of the Botswana
Very
side.
difficult, it was.
And I really did not see so much happening in front of goal for the Super Falcons. Even for Botswana, nothing, at 0.12, expected goal. So it shows that there was no threat, coming from them. Also, let me give credit to the Botswana goalkeeper, superb save.
And their backline as well.
Backline also.
I felt bad for the goalkeeper when the goal came in.
I also saw
it is what it is, football.
I saw a massive shot, from Ashley Plumter in the second half. Also, a save. Also, checking it. Also, wonderful feet. I think this lady should be starting for me because she has the feet of, it reminds me of a wonderful player like Jama Musiala, a quick feet, having to place the ball quickly and get the shot on goal right there. But I must give credit also to the chemistry between Okoronko and also the goal scorer Ihezuo also. But for me, I'm wondering, so how did they place the category for the match? I mean, the match winner. I mean. So I'm it's a whole lot because
it's a whole lot.
This woman in the picture right now I'm seeing did nothing at all. Now I kept wondering. The ball was not staying on her feet. She was having poor crosses, poor passes. It was not a good day for Rasheedat Ajibade on the pitch yesterday.
For those who don't get what Oluwale is saying at this point, the Woman of the Match award went to Rasheedat Ajibade, and he felt the goal scorer should have been given the Woman of the Match award.
No, it's not for the goal scorer. I would have expected it to be maybe Ashley Plumtree, in that side.
Who had all-round contribution.
Yes, actually.
And that's the award to Rasheedat Ajibade.
So I think I don't mind. You might want to help me. What is the statistics for giving the Woman of the Match award?
Ordinarily, it's beyond goals, right? It's more of the general contribution on the pitch of play, right? So maybe they saw what we didn't see, honestly. But honestly, I would have picked Plumter also, who I feel had all-round contribution defensively, busting forward as well, intercepting play, which I think I saw with Ashley Plumter. But for them to have picked Mommy Gio, I don't know.
Maybe
I don't know.
Maybe it's the prayer answering God.
Let's talk about the coach. Super Falcons head coach Justin Madugu has admitted that his players were not at their best
At all.
during their 1-0 victory over Botswana. Nigeria struggled to break down the defense of Botswana despite dominating possession from start to finish. The 9-time champions of Africa had no shot on target in the first half of that game and looked disjointed at times. Esther Okonkwo set up Chinwendu Ihezuo for the winning goal towards the end of that game. We almost ran out with a draw yesterday. But let's listen to Justin Madugu, coach of the side, speaking during the post-match conference yesterday, reacting to the entire play yesterday there. And after the 1-0 hard fought 1-0 victory over Botswana. Toluwani, here you have you listen to him saying that we're not at our best, but we must improve.
Yeah, I think
Algeria is our next opponent.
Algeria is our next opponent, and I think for me, it's even beyond Algeria right now. So let's look at the big test ahead of the quarterfinal stage. What we're going to face. Like I said yesterday, I said we have big competitions. South Africa and also Zambia in that a stride, doing great things, scoring the goals, having massive attack right there. So can we go stride for stride against these teams? It's not about Algeria, it's not about Botswana. Right now, it's not endorsed. Let's look at the bigger picture. And how can we convert our chances? How can we get the goals? How can we play compact football and just free flowing?
Maybe the game against Algeria is an opportunity
to test. So for me, let's see how we can return Ajibade back to the normal position and maybe bring in.
So we have to bring out the best out of her.
Bring out the best of her, and also Ichekini also play like I want to see her play in the first half also. And let's see new things. And I hope that we can have it going forward for the quarterfinal stage.
Let's check out the screens and see what has happened so far at the WAFCON, especially our group standing. When it comes to how far we've done so far. No doubt about it, we're topping the table. No, well, that is for under 20, but of course for the WAFCON actually, let's take a look at games to look forward to later today in the competition, and of course a whole lot more. There you have it. Our ladies topping the pack, 6 points. Algeria second, 4 points. Tunisia third, and Botswana, the Whipping Girls, unfortunately, they lost narrowly. The first game was a narrow loss. Second game also, narrow loss.
Painful.
No hopes for them, honestly, at this point. But Tunisia, who feel like maybe they can still pull something out of it. Maybe you can still do it.
Maybe.
All right, let's see. Let's see what next. Checking out what to expect later today in the competition. Yeah, there you have it. Results from round 2. Yeah, on your screen. Ghana, Ghana, Senegal, Tanzania,
big game.
South Africa. Big game ahead of us. Yeah, there you have it on your screen. Interesting games to look forward to today. Ghana, Mali, Tanzania, South Africa. I will be watching that Tanzania, South Africa.
Actually.
I'm interested in that. Forget the West African brothers.
I think, yes,
I'm interested in that
actually, my eyes will
Tanzania,
be fixed on
South
that game
Africa.
too.
All right, so let's move away from them because of our time and talk about the Flying Eagles of Nigeria. And Nigeria's Flying Eagles began, their defense of the WAFU B Under 20 Championship yesterday with a 1-0 draw with hosts and the rivals Ghana in their opening Group A encounter on Thursday. The clash, which went down, at the Pram Center in Accra, Ghana, saw the host dominate proceedings and duly found the breakthrough in the 22nd minute of the game through their skipper, Aziz Misbah. But after he fired a very good goal, honestly, for the home side, the Black Satellites went into the interval holding the slim advantage over Nigeria. Now, upon resumption of the second half, Coach Ali Zubair's boys began to up the game. But having been pegged back for most of the first half of that encounter, the Flying Eagles began to create opportunities in a bid to grab the equalizer, and then the equalizer actually came. It came 10 minutes from time when Abdullahi Mohammed directed his header into the net of a corner kick. And there you have it on your screen, done and dusted, 1-1. And here are the fixtures, other fixtures to look forward to. Today we have Ivory Coast take on Burkina Faso. Nigeria will take on Togo, but then let's talk about our second game that's in about 2 days' time. Nigeria, Benin Republic, we should bounce back to winning ways.
Yes, sir. We should bounce back to many wins actually, and get the victory against Benin Republic. And the first game against the Ghanaians was not a good one. We should expect a difficult one, and all Nigerians were expecting victory. Right there, but it was an hard-fought battle again. Having to go, get the equalizer, from 10 minutes before the end of the match. But I think this should give them, a boost to see how far they can go, against our Benin Republic right there.
Yeah, very important one. Let's take a look at the Ivory Coast Burkina Faso game today, 3 p.m. And at 6 it will be Nigeria to Togo. Your expectation?
My expectations for that game is going to be a mouth-watering game. Also, Ivory Coast against Burkina Faso. So I'm just expecting that we enjoy good football, and let's see goals popping from both from all teams are playing today.
We are looking to defend this title now. Taking a look at all of the fixtures to look forward to as far as the group stage is concerned, which of the teams do you think will pose major problem for us?
For me, it's going to be Ivory Coast, and I think if we stay up Ghana, I think we're still going to have Ghana.
if we stay up Ghana,
Black Satellite, so I think they will still put the threat for us going forward.
All right, let's leave the Flying Eagles and talk about the big boys, the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Well, the FIFA rankings were released yesterday. The Super Eagles are dropping one spot in the latest men's ranking released by FIFA yesterday. Well, FIFA on Thursday released the list of best teams across the world. Nigeria, the three-time AFCON champions, are ranked 44th in the world. Eric Shell's side are ranked 5th position in Africa. Morocco, Senegal, Egypt and Algeria occupy the top 4 positions on the continent of Africa. Now, in the month under review, the Super Eagles of Nigeria held Russia to a 1-1 draw at Luzhniki Stadium in Moscow. World champions Argentina, taking a look at the world rankings, Argentina maintained 1st position in the ranking. Well, there you have it. So, Luan, let's talk about the big boys, honestly. Leave Africa for that. There you have it. Argentina, Spain, France, England, Brazil, Portugal, Netherlands, Belgium, Germany, and Croatia. For you, your surprise team in the top 10.
Belgium. So I'm wondering what's Belgium still doing in the top 10. We had
about 4 or 5 years ago they were on top.
Yes, they were on top. So I'm still wondering how did they even get on top with the golden generation.
No, don't forget then they made the finals of the World Cup back in Russia. Then it never happened again.
The finals of the
semi-finals.
Semi-finals, yeah. It was just a golden generation spark and all, and after that we didn't see anything again. So now, so the question is, they struggled even for even the Nations League. They're also struggling also to get their hand on the Euros. Also, it's back and forth for Belgium right now, and I'm wondering why they still are the top 10. But for me, Argentina, they deserve to be there. Spain, also France, England, Brazil, Portugal. I think Portugal should be ahead of the likes of, for me, England and Brazil right there. They should be on top 4 going into the FIFA ranking. But for Germany and Croatia, I think they need to step up and the likes like that. But for me, it begs the question, Belgium should not be in top 10 for me. They should not be in that position at all.
Well, don't forget that it's based on coefficient ranking. So it's a number of points you've gathered over time. Well, I'm actually also interested in this last 10. I've never really had to sit back and look at what the last 10 looks like. Check them out. 2010.
Yeah.
We have San Marino.
209.
Anguilla. British Virgin Island. You will hardly find them play football. US Virgin Island. Turks also.
It looks like an airline flying on air. So everything is...
Liechtenstein, yeah. We still see Liechtenstein in Euros.
Yeah,
Seychelles, they play qualifiers.
Qualifiers, actually.
AFCON qualifiers. World Cup qualifiers.
This name?
Guam. Then Pakistan. This is not cricket. All right, now that we just mentioned cricket, now let's actually talk cricket. Nigeria's women's senior cricket team, we call them the Female Yellow Greens. They are currently in a 14-day open camp at the High Performance Center in Benin City, Edo State, ahead of next month's 2026 ICC Women's T20 World Cup Africa qualifiers holding in Namibia. The Nigerian Cricket Federation has invited 22 players to camp ahead of the Division 1 qualifiers, which will be held from the 28th of August to the 7th of September. The players are in the Nigerian camp are a bunch of stars from the ICC Under-19 Women's T20 World Cup, which was held this year in Malaysia, as well as other regulars and newly invited players. They include captain of the side, that's Favor Segbe, Solomon Sunday is also there, Esther Sandy, Sarah Etim, Lucky Petey, Peculiar Agbayo, and a whole lot of them. Okay, if you are not used to cricket, we will make you get used to cricket on this particular show. But that is the news. Got big competitions ahead of us, and it's important that go prepare pretty well for all of those competitions. All right, I won't really bore you with that on the show this morning, but then let's move on the show and talk Wimbledon. Yeah, semi-finals. The female single, women's singles was held yesterday, and against all odds, top seed Arina Sabalenka lost to Amanda Anisimova. 4-6, 6-4, 4-6. That was a shock.
A shocker. I really wanted to talk about that yesterday. I wanted to give a start of what to expect because it's been back and forth with these two, tennis athletes right there. And I really wanted to see the threat that Anisimova can, give, Sabalenka right there. I think she did that, quite easily. And it's a sad one. We have seen big teams, big players bow out, from the competition.
From the first round.
For the first round, but right now it looks like it's just going to go to. I think this year is the year of the underdog. So I think it's dark horses right now, and let's see how this can turn out for Wimbledon.
Yesterday also, Ihezuo made the finals, courtesy of a straight set victory over Belinda Bencic, 6-2, 6-love. It ended. Of course, the finals on Saturday. Yeah, okay. This is one start for you. It is Amanda Anisimova's first Grand Slam final. Of course, first in her career. Let's take a look at the other stats. Yes, Ihezuo is her 6th Grand Slam finals. And these two will go head-to-head in the ladies' singles final on Saturday. Promise to be interesting. Now, I'd love to know who you're going with. I'm
going to go with Anisimova. I just wanted to break that jinx and have that Wimbledon trophy in the cabinet.
Yeah, of the underdogs.
Yes,
all right, let's take a look at the men semi-final games. We'll go down today. Yannick Sinner will take on Novak Djokovic. Taylor Fritz versus Carlos Alcaraz.
It's going to be a big one.
I don't know if we did this already. Your final, probable final.
I just knew you're going to pen me into it. So I'm still going to go with Novak Djokovic. Let's see how we can, grab his hand on the 25th Grand Slam title, and also Carlos Alcaraz, heading straight into the final.
I think there's a major worry for Novak Djokovic here. He got injured in the quarterfinals, and we're not sure if he will be fit enough to withstand the firepower of Yannick Sinner.
This young lad, he will not be dusting him off the court.
You understand? Well, in case you missed any of the games yesterday, let's enjoy highlights from the Wimbledon games played yesterday at SW19. Fantastic victory for her. And Tolu, and one thing I love about the Wimbledon has to be the dress code, the all-white dress code, which has been in place since the 19th century, where all players must put on all-white. In fact, even if you try to put on something, a little stripe or there, but it shouldn't be more than 10 millimeters.
Yeah, actually,
that's tiny.
Tiny. It's all white, and it's giving the beauty of the competition. And trust me, I just wish we didn't end, that highlight of that competition. But trust me, at times on our side.
So I don't know what you're talking about. Let's talk transfers, and we're talking female football. Still Arsenal. We opened with Arsenal. Arsenal, we understand that they are set to make Olivia Smith the first £1 million player in the entire world. And that's the lady right there on your screen. Oliver Smith right there. Of course, the first female footballer in the women's game. Well, according to report, the Gunners, always Arsenal, they are ready to pay the fee to sign her from Liverpool. It will confirm the 20-year-old Canadian international Smith as the world record transfer. the fee will exceed the record set in January when Chelsea, female team of course, signed Naomi Girma for $1.1 million. Liverpool had previously rejected offers from Chelsea and Lyon before accepting Arsenal's bid. Arsenal are looking to strengthen their squad, which of course lifted the Champions League last season, while also lowering the overall age profile of the team. Smith, recall, joined Liverpool last summer from Sporting Lisbon. Of course, was voted the club's player of the year for 2024-2025 season after scoring 9 goals in all competitions. She could become the second Liverpool player to make the move to North London, following Taylor Hint's free transfer to Arsenal earlier in the week. Well, I had to pick that because it's a record transfer.
Yeah,
Let's talk about the men now. And a lot happening as far as the guys is concerned. We understand that Ghana star Mohamed Kudus, well, his move to Tottenham has been confirmed. Kudus joined Tottenham after the North London side agreed a deal in principle with West Ham United for a package reaching £55 million. Plus add-ons also. Of course, it's a 6-year deal. Kudus chose Tottenham over the likes of Arsenal and Chelsea, who reportedly showed interest. But also, England international Noni Madueke, we spoke about him earlier, has left Chelsea, or is on his way out of Chelsea for Arsenal, after both teams agreed a deal in excess of £50 million with add-ons. Madueke agreed to join Arsenal on a 5-year deal at Arsenal days ago, and of course, he's now set to complete the move. Well, all the best to him, honestly. Quite a lot of transfers to run.
I think the transfers, this transfer window is shocking.
The shockers.
The shockers here and there. And I think, I must give a credit at the Tottenham Hotspur for having to get that wonderful winger, Kudus, right there in the ranks. And remember, they have a new manager, Thomas Frank, who knows the Premier League so well and can undo, any pressure coming in. And having to have that young, that talent, in his locker, I think is big. Also, we got the report that Morgan Gibbs-White is also on the verge of joining Tottenham Hotspur. So I think everybody are now putting in the work going forward.
Just also had that Danish international Christian Nørgaard from Brentford has also joined Arsenal, £50 million deal. A 31-year-old has joined for an initial £10 million, and of course with a possible add-on as well. Business, left, right, and center.
It's business. But so my question right now will be, the situation of Nottingham Forest, Brentford, and Bournemouth. What's it going to be like for them next season? Because now you have let most of your key players leave the club right there.
So what happens?
So what happens?
Maybe they also have plans.
Okay, so maybe they have plans that we don't know yet. But I'm sure if you're going to ask me, once the season starts, which team is going to get relegated, I'm going to pick Brentford and Bournemouth among the two that are going to be relegated come next season.
So just like I said, maybe they have plans. Now the news is that England midfielder Jordan Henderson, the man on your screen, is set to sign for Brentford after his exit from Ajax earlier this week.
A replacement for Nørgaard, Christian Nørgaard. So.
It is a replacement. So the other argument is quality or not quality. You understand? Replacement is replacement. I've been England international. Has so many cards for them.
It's why Noni Madueke is also helping. All of us will be here now. We enjoy the season.
We enjoy the season.
Full
starting very soon.
Very soon. We enjoy
22nd of August, right?
And the band to fly. We'll be here for the band. We'll be here for it.
It will fly, definitely. We'll love it, no doubt about it. All right, quite a lot to talk about on the show today, but then I'd like us to head straight to the FIFA Club World Cup and talk about the finals, going on. That'll be played on Sunday. Or maybe before that, actually, let's talk about the ladies. We've been doing that back to back. Let's take a look at what we saw yesterday as far as the women's Euros is concerned. Interesting results yesterday. Switzerland and Finland played out a 1-1 draw yesterday, while Norway was something else. 4-3 against Iceland. I love high-scoring games.
I love it.
That's why I love female football, honestly. Football.
So there's high-scoring and,
yeah, sometimes you say, oh, that's a stupid goal, but then at the end of the day,
it is.
You get to enjoy the goals, the skills. Yeah. They kind of ridicule themselves most times.
And Norway, having it all to do for qualification.
Yeah, of course, Norway through, courtesy of that particular victory. Switzerland also through from Group A, 9 points, 4 points. Finland, unfortunately, played cost of goal difference.
Yeah, the goal
0.
difference. The cost of goal difference.
So, of course, Iceland. I wasn't expecting it.
No, I was expecting your usual word, the whipping girls. You know.
All right, today, Friday, Italy will take on Spain and Portugal versus Belgium.
Beautiful game. So another mouth-watering game. I remember Spain has been on the goal-scoring buzz, you know, in this competition. So I think we should expect more goals from Spain, and also Portugal against Belgium, a good one. And I think Portugal would need this win more, you know, than Belgium. So I'm expecting, you know, another good game in this, you know, Group B.
All right, talking about good game going down on Sunday over there in the United States, and it is the final of this year's FIFA Club World Cup, the very first edition of the expanded FIFA Club World Cup, and it's between Chelsea and Paris Saint-Germain. Of course, UEFA Champions League finals winners actually versus the Conference League winners. We're already having a Super Cup.
Yeah, actually,
without the Europa League.
Without the Europa.
On the world stage, undoubtedly, these two teams have had a decent season. No, PSG. What a fantastic season.
A decent season.
They've dealt with everybody.
Yeah, actually.
Basically everybody.
But Aston Villa would knock on your door and say, "Hello, I'm still here."
I'm here, exactly. I'm here. But then here is a massive final before us.
I think so I love the idea that it's going to be Chelsea against Paris Saint-Germain. I did not want it to be Chelsea against Real Madrid at all because it's not going to entertain us. But Chelsea, Paris Saint-Germain, both teams are in good form. The players are in high spirit. Everybody's motivated. You know, to get the best result going into this one. For me, you know, Chelsea have scored no more than once inside 90 minutes in 5 of the last 6 games against European opposition. Also, you have Chelsea attempted more shots at the the final, the FIFA Club World Cup right there. Also, 5 of PSG's last 7 wins, you know, has been 3+ goals right there. So PSG has led.
They scored all of those.
And PSG has also led at halftime in every competition except from the one for Botafogo right there. So I think it's a mouth-watering game, and we're going to expect good football. You know, Chelsea are getting all the players in check right now. Moussa Caicedo is fit. Romeo Lavia also fit. João Pedro, you know, banging in goals right there for Chelsea. You know, so it's all loaded, it's all packed up, and you want all players in form. Also, you know, Paris Saint-Germain, you wonder, you know, how did they lose Pacho, you know, one man in good form, but that didn't shake them. It didn't face them, you know, against Real Madrid.
They moved on.
They moved on. You know, Ousmane Dembele, one man set out for the FIFA Ballon d'Or. So he's active.
He's in the middle of everything.
So I think one thing Chelsea will not want to do in this game is don't allow João Neves and, you know, Vitinha play football in the middle of the park. You know?
They are paid to play football.
So now the thing is, once you allow them play football, you give you know, reasons for Fabian Ruiz to operate in freely for them. But I want you to lock them in. Fabian Ruiz also is back into position, so you can operate. And Moise Caicedo must be in good form to all these players. And honestly, I just hope that, you know, Pedro Neto also can get the very best of Hakimi or, you know, Mendes. These 2 players who have not seen any winger, you know, able to get past them in the competition. So it's a whole lot. It's going to be much. I can go on and on and on and on to, you know, to analyze it for you, but I'm sure you're going to enjoy the game right there. And I'm hoping, Paris Saint-Germain, you know, I can just go ahead to pick up the victory right there. Not Chelsea. Chelsea, we no go year word. I just need to say it. If Chelsea win,
well, they are paid to win football matches and win laurels. So your parting shot has to be your prediction.
Okay. So it's going to be Paris Saint-Germain 3, Chelsea 2.
All right. Of course, we would love to know what you think about that game in the comments. Please do that. Of course, we'll be back next week, Monday, to analyze the finals on this show and bring you nothing but the best as far as sport is concerned. This is Dominion Television. And of course, my name is Bolu Adiogma. Do have a wonderful weekend.